Hey guys, I'm Ganika. Welcome to Ganika's Book Blog. Today we're going to be reading the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. I am super excited to read this series. It's actually a reread for me. I first read this series about 15 years ago, back when I was in the 4th grade. So I remember distinctly when I was first reading the series that I was checking the books out of my school library and I would go back like every couple days to get the next book, and I finished reading the series in a whole week and I was so proud of myself. I couldn't stop bragging about it for probably like a year. So my goal today is to read the series in 3 days. 3 days sounds like a long time, but I would say my schedule has been kind of busy now. I'm in grad school and I'm doing clinicals. So I do have a couple of days off, which is why we're going to start it now. But we'll just see. I don't want to do something crazy like 48 hours because I'm still trying to like really enjoy and savor these books. So I don't want to feel rushed. But I do want to, challenge myself a little bit. So that's why we are putting 72 hours on the timer. I don't remember too much about what this book is about, but I remember it was my favorite series at the time. And it had such like a warm, good place in my heart. So I'm hoping to re-feel all the feels as I reread this series now 15 years later. That actually sounds insane to me. And I wish I could say that this was one of the series that got me into reading, but I was actually like really into reading well before this. So the goal is to finish reading this series in 72 hours. Let's get into it. Okay, new angle. I also changed my shirt into something more comfortable. This is serious. I'm not playing around. I just cracked open this book. You guys, the nostalgia. Okay, first chapter is titled I Accidentally Vaporized My Pre-Algebra Teacher. And one thing I love already is how it kind of starts in like, is it second person? Like when the narrator is speaking directly to the reader. Some of my favorite books, The Tale of Despero, I can't really remember what else off the top of my head, but like some of my favorite books start like this and I just love it. Like, I'm, I'm literally so dramatic. That's okay. Let's keep reading.
2 hours later.
Quick reading update while we eat. I'm now almost 2 hours in, but I have not been reading very much because I was yapping on the phone. Why did I forget that these are literal children? Like Percy said he was 12. For some reason, I guess like in my head, being younger when I first read this series, I always thought they were like so much older, so much more matured. But like 12 years old, these are children. Huh. Okay, first update. We are almost 8 hours in, so that's about like 1/9 of the way through the challenge. I'm still on the Lightning Thief, and I feel like I've finally gotten into the point of reading where like I feel like immersed in the storyline and like everything is flowing a lot more smoothly. I don't know how to describe it, but I'm not like reading, like just reading the words, but like, you're reading, like you're really reading the book. That's how I feel right now. I just finished reading chapter 6, First Impressions. I really like Rick Riordan's writing style. Like he's so funny, like without, trying too hard to be funny. Like it's funny, but it's not like corny. It's a little cheesy, but like not too much cheese. Like, I can digest this. I've really enjoyed seeing how Rick Riordan kind of like shaped this fantasy world into like present day United States. How he's kind of like tied all these, it's like, is this magical realism? I'm not entirely sure. Hey guys, it's Ganika from the future. You'll be hearing more from me shortly. Just popping in to say that the Oxford Dictionary defines magical realism as a literary or artistic genre in which realistic narrative and naturalistic technique are combined with surreal elements of dream or fantasy. So yeah, past me was onto something. Don't say I didn't teach you guys anything in this video. I don't know, I just feel like his explanations for like why things are possible and how things happen have seemed like really smooth so far. Like even for a fiction book. In chapter 5, Mr. Chiron, is it Mr. Chiron? Mr. D, no, Chiron, Mr. D is explaining to Percy about how like the presence of the Greek gods have always been in the world. They just change. their presence just changes as they move throughout Western civilization. And I thought that was really cool. I'm seeing like a lot of references that definitely would have gone over my head when I was younger. So I'm grateful that now, with the knowledge that I have and the experiences that I have in this world, that I'm able to understand them. I feel like it's just making the reading experience that much better. Also, pronunciation. That's one thing that I know back then I was not reading these terms correctly. For instance, Grover, he's a satyr, right? I had to look that word up because I remember when I was younger, I used to say he was a satire. It's like satire. That's not what satire is. But I know now he's a satyr. Also, Dionysus. I think I used to call him Dionysus, but I looked up the word and Google's telling me it's Dionysus. So I'm grateful that I have technology at my fingertips now. If there's a word that I don't understand, because there's some pretty advanced language in here too. It's not like so overdone that I don't think like the average middle grade kid would not be able to get through this book. But there are many words that I'm like, oh, I don't know what this word is. Let me look it up real quick. I'm grateful to be able to have the technology and the resources to be able to do that, because I definitely did not back in the day. She's not to age myself. I feel like I'm sounding so old. I will say that at this checkpoint, I am nowhere near where I expected myself to be at this point of the day. I did have like a lot of random errands that I had to run, some distractions that I did not foresee being there. But I don't want to like call it quits on this reading challenge yet. I am savoring it, and I would say that's probably why I'm going through it kind of slowly. I'm going to try and read a little more tonight, maybe stay up late. It's only 9:55, so like the night is still young. Let's see how much more I can get through. A little under 11 hours on the clock. I'm currently on chapter 10. It is 12:50 in the morning at night, 12:50 a.m. I was going to try and stay up till 2, but my brain is saying, Kanika, go to sleep. So I'm going to go to sleep now, and we will try and pick it up again in the morning. The delusion is starting to fade a little bit. Like, I really thought that I would be flying through this series. I don't know what little 9-year-old me was on, but I know I used to be able to like stay up so late reading. And now sometimes I can stay up, but right now, like I got to throw in the towel. I'm going to go to bed. Quick check-in. We have now reached the 24-hour mark officially. So it's been a day since I started this challenge. I'm still reading The Lightning Thief, but I'm enjoying it so much. I just don't want to rush through it. Like, I haven't annotated a physical book in so long, so I'm really enjoying that process. I am currently on chapter 19, and I will say this is one of the funniest books I've read in a long time. Like, I'm really enjoying the story. Each of the characters are so well written. I wrote a paper for my IB English class a few years ago in my senior year of high school about like this one theory that like each story is made out of like the same several components. And I think I remember referencing this series in that paper. I can't really remember it, but I'm like picking out little aspects of the story that I'm like, this is like the same in that like whole. I gotta find out what this theory is, and I'll get back to you guys. So it's not actually a theory, but more of a story archetype. The paper that I wrote was on a book called A Hero with a Thousand Faces by Joseph Campbell. You've possibly noticed while consuming some of your favorite stories that the storylines feel strangely familiar. This could be intentional. In The Hero with a Thousand Faces, Joseph Campbell argues that nearly every myth, legend, or blockbuster film follows the same basic structure, which he pens as the hero's journey. In his book, he highlights that every hero's journey starts with the call to adventure. Their stories start with the hero living in an ordinary world, the mundane, before they are pulled into something extraordinary. Think Frodo in The Lord of the Rings, plucked from the Shire, or Katniss in The Hunger Games, volunteering for her sister Prim as tribute. Next, the hero must cross a threshold. They leave the familiar behind, often guided by a mentor, like Dumbledore for Harry Potter or Obi-Wan for Luke Skywalker. Along the way, they may face trials and make enemies or allies. These challenges aren't just physical, they can also be emotional or even spiritual, but it is during this part of the journey that the hero really transforms. At the heart of the journey is an ordeal, a kind of death or rebirth. In The Lion King, Simba confronts his guilt over Mufasa's death. Neo in The Matrix realizes he is the one. Overall, this is a moment of inner change, a moment where the hero is enlightened or develops a heightened awareness. Finally, in the last stage of the hero's journey, the hero returns, bringing back what Campbell calls the elixir. This could be wisdom, power, or even healing to the original world. In Moana, Moana returns the heart of Te Fiti and restores Te Fiti to her natural self. This saves her people from the blight that had plagued the world they lived in. The story ends where it began, but at the end of the hero's journey, it is clear that the hero is forever changed. While reading The Lightning Thief and even reflecting on the series as a whole after I finished it, it was so easy for me to see how Percy's journey and his story really fits into this archetype of the hero's journey. I ended up waking up around, I think like 8:30 and started reading again. And I've been reading on and off throughout the morning since. It's now about 2:30 p.m. So I say I'm making good progress, not to complete the series in 36 hours, not 36 hours, in 72 hours. Not making good progress for that, but making good progress through this book in general. 32 hours on the clock. We are almost halfway through the challenge, and I just finished book 1. Now getting ready to read book 2. This one is a lot shorter, so hopefully I'll get through it a lot quicker. I'm confident that I can get this one done, most of this one done by tonight. So overall thoughts and reflections on book 1. I thought it was really well written. The storyline just flowed so smoothly. I love the cast of characters, dialogue, 8. I think also the way the book ended was perfect because they set up conflict that could really be stretched out amongst the rest of the series, and we don't really know like all that there is to encompass in Percy's journey. Like the whole prophecy wasn't completely fulfilled. I think that just really set the stage so nicely for like me wanting to like actually continue reading these books. I think I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I don't know why something in me is just saying like it wasn't completely a 5-star read. You know, I'm like in my head, I'm like, what would I have not like? What would have made this, like given this the extra half star? I just feel like some of the books might be better. So I'm going to hold off on the 5-star rating. I don't know. My opinion might change. People are allowed to change their minds. I also just kind of rate things based on like how they make me feel. And although like I did enjoy reading this book, I was still missing like a tiny bit of oomph that I feel like I might be able to find in the rest of the series. We shall see. Less than 1 hour left on the clock. We have 77 pages left of The Sea of Monsters. Are we gonna finish it? Am I gonna finish it? 72 hours on the clock exactly, and I finished! I finished The Sea of Monsters just in the nick of time. When I tell you I was skimming those last 30 pages, like I got the gist of it, but woo! I really enjoyed this book. I found it, number one, so much funnier than Lightning Thief, but the storyline was also just really good. I'm giving this one a 5 out of 5 stars. So what did we learn today? Although 2 books in 3 days does not seem that fast theoretically, for me, that was really freaking fast. I am not a speed reader by any means. I enjoy like reading my books slowly and savoring them. I don't typically annotate. If I'm reading on my Kindle, then sometimes I'll like highlight and put a little bit notes, but like my physical books, I've just like kind of pulled away from that in the past few years. But I really enjoyed annotating these books. Like that was a good experience. The Sea of Monsters, y'all, that was a good book. Like the descriptions in this book were just so good. I feel like Rick Riordan is really good at using his descriptive language, metaphors, similes. He eats them up, honestly. And I always love how well like the Greek mythology is tied into the real world scenarios. Like everything is like kind of like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And I just eat it up every time. I loved Tyson. Tyson gets introduced in this book. He's the Cyclops who is Percy's half brother. And their story and like the love Percy has for him is just so sweet. Like I was really rooting for their relationship like all throughout the end because Percy starts off kind of embarrassed of him. Well, first they're friends at school. He doesn't know he's a Cyclops. Once he finds out he's a Cyclops and then Poseidon claims him, Percy is like, oh my gosh, like we're not really related. Like literally so funny. Yeah, we also see a lot of Annabeth and Percy's relationship kind of developing. Like they're kids, so you know it's not too much, but still it's like it's cute and it's so sweet. And I love this book so much. So I still have 3 more books left in the series, and I do want to take my time to just kind of savor and finish these. I'm not entirely sure if I will finish them within the week. I guess technically I have 4 more days for 3 books. I really just don't want to rush it, so I'm just gonna go at my own pace and we'll see how that goes. If you made it this far to the video, thank you guys so much for watching. It was fun. Like, this was a fun reading challenge. Hopefully I'll have some time to do another one. I don't know what else I'll read next, but maybe I'll take you guys along with me.